Hello. I bet you feel like you've run a marathon and you finally reached the point where you've crossed the line. In a year that has been incredibly challenging because of the COVID-19 pandemic, it's a marvel that anybody's managed to achieve anything academically, what with all the disruptions and so on. So thank you so much for all of your hard work and your efforts. And also, I will thank them again, but thank you to the faculty and the LPFs and my own staff who have worked with you. I hope now that you can relax and take a moment to thoroughly enjoy the fruits of all of your hard work.
Allow me on behalf of faculty and LPF to congratulate you on a job well done. More importantly, graduation is about celebrating your achievement. However, this year, we're not only celebrating your achievement, but we're also celebrating your human spirit, the spirit that brought you through this year. In spite of the difficulties, you've made it till now. Allow us to say a great thank you to your families, your loved ones, your significant others who were supportive during this year and allowed you to be successful in what you have achieved. So as you continue to celebrate today, remember to convey our thanks to your families and your loved ones as well. We wish you well on your future journey of learning. Enjoy the rest of your day as you continue to celebrate.
Hey USB Ed participants, I'm Ryan. Really privileged to spend just a few minutes with you guys today, just to offer a handful of insights in our short time. Insights primarily on the human mind, specifically the human mind and its relationship with business and with leadership. But firstly, I want to congratulate you all. Why? Because you are all extreme adventurers. You have all survived and are still surviving nothing short of an extreme challenge. This pandemic has been the epitome of the ultimate extreme challenge for many of us. And by default, that makes you extreme challengers. And I want you to remember that I'm the extreme adventurer, yet when I do what I do, I train, I prepare, I research, I create safety nets, I put plan Bs in place. And you guys, you didn't have the opportunity to do any of that. Yet here you sit, having faced one of the most brutal challenges that anybody has ever gone through. So a congrats to you. But first, just a tiny bit about me. I'm an ultra extreme open water and ice swimming adventurer, which basically means that via a long winding journey, which hopefully you will read more about in my upcoming book, I have pushed boundaries, mental and physical boundaries so far out of comfort that it has springboarded me to international stages sharing these learnings. Physically and mentally, most importantly, I've reached the end, what I've believed to be the very end, where this powerhouse of a mind that we all possess has told me in no uncertain terms that death is only seconds away, that I should quit immediately, and that going even 1 centimeter further in the cold water is impossible. Yet it was wrong. Here I am telling you the tale. It was not the end point at all, and we're going to unpack that just a little bit. At the same time, on the other side of my life, I run a successful sales business in Cape Town. I lead a team. I'm a single dad and very much an average Joe, with all the bonds and the bills and the daily trials and tribulations that all of us face. But it's via my extreme swimming career and most of my experiences with a profound element of cold and endurance that has allowed me to be in front of you today for this short period. Because humans have not evolved well to handle the cold. We have, however, evolved very well to avoid it. The lessons that I have learned about the human mind from my extreme experiences in the cold have strangely enabled me to be a much better leader, a better businessman, and even a better father. One who's able to navigate, even understand to a degree, the chaos thrown at me, and that's been thrown at all of us this year. So I thought for my session today, I'll share just the snippet from only one of my extreme challenges, the one that started my journey and that has helped me understand my mind, and which will hopefully at the very least open your eyes and mind to the possibility that there's an even better way of facing the challenges that we are going to face going forward in 2021 for sure. We're not out the woods. It's from my various challenges and many more that I've learned and hope to show you where the mind tells you the end point is, where that impossible place is, where you simply cannot go on, you can't succeed, is not where that end point actually is. Our minds are overzealous. They are designed to keep us safe. They have evolved to keep us inside our comfort zones. So when we are thrust into an unknown situation, a scary, unfamiliar, uncomfortable space, they act extremely profoundly to get us out of that situation, to go inwards, rather than to look outwards, to harness the energy of this new situation, to leverage it for our benefits. And the majority of us will unconsciously most of the time be steered and governed our entire lives by the safety mechanism without even knowing it. I hardly ever get pushback when I say this, ladies and gentlemen, but the human mind is the gateway to absolute greatness. But what does open eyes is when I say that this human mind, this gateway to greatness, is our biggest limitation. It's designed to hold us back. It's designed to keep us safe. And that is to keep us safe from doing stupid things like running into a fire or falling off a cliff, which I understand is all very good for the survival of the human species. But that evolution of that safety mechanism has gone on to include the pain we feel when we are in an uncomfortable situation and we fail, we make a wrong decision. Because when you fail, there's an element of hurt. It makes you feel unsafe. Perhaps there's humiliation, perhaps there's financial implications. So that default mechanism of safety is holding us back and keeping us inside our comfort zones. It's designed to make you believe in your own limitations. Every single one of us has got this untapped, unexplored power tool that lives upstairs, but it comes with a default setting. And that default setting is called self-protect, is what I call it. And so few of us will ever realize that there is a switch that we can flick or a button you can press, however you want to look at it, that takes you out of the self-protect way of looking at things and looking at challenges, and rather putting you into a self-explore mode. And I want you to start your journeys to find that today. I know it's not easy to listen to somebody the other side of your screen saying find a switch in your head and all your problems will appear to you differently. They won't. But if by the end of this short time we've got together, you can just begin to understand, or just to believe rather, that it is there, to be aware, then you can start your own journeys however you like to unlock it. Now, the English Channel was when I first discovered this switch to it, or this button to which I refer. At the time I took on the English Channel, 3 times more people had successfully summited Mount Everest, and the stats were that only 10% of the people who make the attempt would succeed. So there was a 90% chance of failure. I was completely out of my league. I was a young swimmer back in 2008, and I found myself smack in the middle of the English Channel after swimming for 9 hours in my Speedo, goggles and cap, trying to get from Dover in the UK all the way across to France, 41 kilometers I swam that day. And here I was 9 hours in, and the best weather conditions that we had spent months planning and preparing for had turned absolutely horrible. The waves had knocked everything out of me. It had started to get dark and I hit the wall. I'm hoping that many of you understand the concept of hitting the wall. When you hit the wall in a running race or any endurance event that is land-based, be it cycling, be it whatever, when you hit the wall, that's pretty much when the tank is empty. You cannot go on, you are flat. And it's the end of your challenge most of the time. When you hit the wall and you're in the middle of the English Channel, let me tell you how unbelievably difficult that is. If you put one hand on that safety vessel alongside that travels next to you, if you get anything that helps you from A to B once you've walked into that water before you exit, anything that helps you, that is the end of the channel. So hitting the wall in the middle of the English Channel, 9 hours in with at least another 4 hours to go if I was to ever reach the French coast, was absolutely devastating, and I could not take one more stroke. I hit the wall and it was over for me. Now, had I pulled out of the English Channel on that day, I'd be disappointed, obviously, but I wouldn't beat myself up too much. Why would I beat myself up? I had trained for years. I had given it my best. The weather conditions were meant to be nice and flat and smooth and sun on my back. It was completely different. They had absolutely snookered me. I'd given my all and I had climbed out. I wouldn't beat myself up because it's not my fault. I had reached a point where it was impossible for me to continue in my head. Yet I did not pull out of the English Channel that day, ladies and gentlemen. I reached a point where I realized that this human mind is designed to make me believe in my own limitations. And when you believe in your own limitations, you have no reason to challenge them. And these things are thrown at us every single day of our lives. In 2020, we've had doses of this that nobody has ever encountered before. I didn't pull out of the English Channel that day, largely because I had a really solid support team, and brother, he's 140 kilograms big, and he was on the boat as my support. And I told him, I'd given him a list of things that he can and can't do and on the boat and what he must and mustn't say. And one of the things was that if I show any weakness from start to finish on that English Channel swim, he needs to say that line to me, which he delivered with great gusto. I can't repeat it ever again. But it made me put my head down for another 4 hours in that icy cold water, with the waves knocking everything out of me, with the light going and getting dark, and I swam kicking and screaming and crying a little bit. No one can hear you when you're face down in the English Channel. And finally, 4 hours later, I made it onto the French beach, swimming for just short of 13 hours. Ladies and gentlemen, it was when I returned to Dover that I started to compute what had actually gone on for me out there in the English Channel. And I realized for the first time in my life, I had just pushed past impossible. Not anybody else's impossible, but my own. Lots of other people have swum the English Channel, but I had very genuinely, in my own head, reached a point that I knew I could not go on from. And yet somehow I had flicked a switch or changed a gear from body to mind, and I had swum for another 4 hours, defying the 90% chance of not making it and succeeding on my first ever attempt on the English Channel. And that started me on this fascinating journey of understanding this human mind of ours. And so stop worrying so much about success or failure. That deep-seated fear of failure is always going to override the less tangible chances of success. So rather find those difficult decisions, and instead of running from them, face them, understand them, find the little impossibles in your lives, and look them in the eye. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning. My name is Tracy White and I'm an Associate Professor from Lincoln International Business School at the University of Lincoln. And I'm joining you from the UK today. First of all, I'd like to thank my colleagues at USB Ed for allowing me to participate in this wonderful celebration of your success today. I'd like to convey my congratulations to each and every one of you on your achievements. Every year we have these celebrations, but in many ways this one is extra special, as you've succeeded in balancing work, life, and study through a pandemic, which demonstrates resilience, which, as I'm sure you know, is a crucial characteristic of a great leader and manager, coping and adapting through disruptive change. The University of Lincoln has had a partnership with USB Ed for over 10 years and provides successful graduates of the Senior Management Development Programme the opportunity to progress onto an undergraduate top-up degree. That's the final level of an undergraduate degree. We value the SMDP along with your experiences in the workplace as being equivalent to 240 credits, leaving the remaining 120 credits for you to complete. And this can be done through our work-based and distance learning programs, which are delivered totally online. And they're in business management, HRM, logistics management, and engineering management. So if you're looking to progress with your studies, this is one opportunity which is available to you. Every year we provide bursaries of £1,000 to the top students towards their fees of the programme. And we've seen many USB Ed students join us and go on to successfully achieve a degree and graduate here at the University of Lincoln. So to all of you from the SMDP, there will be an announcement later as to who has won. And the winners, whilst I cannot be there in person to present to you your bursary, I'm so very pleased for you. And to every one of you, a final heartfelt congratulations. And I hope to welcome you to the University of Lincoln one day in the future.
Congratulations, you made the decision to invest in yourself by adding to your skill set and adding value to the role that you can play to the broader society. Coincidentally, you did this in a year that showed how important it is to remain relevant, to adapt, and to be future fit. More than ever, business leaders have the obligation to seriously consider their actions and the impact that they have, to engage robustly and confront the serious key issues that need to be discussed. There are many problems to be solved and therefore many opportunities to embrace. A stewardship mindset is now more important than ever. I encourage you to think about the future in terms of ecological sustainability and social development, and with that mindset, make a lasting impact. The USB has several chapters across Africa. I encourage you to stay involved, to attend these events, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you very much, and all the best.
Well, there you are. You've locked in another important achievement on your learning journey, on your way through your career and your life. I think as an example to people around you, you will find that they admire the diligence in what has been a particularly difficult year. So many congratulations on your achievement. I hope you cherish as much your relationship with Stellenbosch University as we cherish the fact that you've been able to take the time to spend time with us, and we've been able to make our little contribution on your learning journey. Once again, let me thank the faculty and the LPFs and my staff from USB Executive Development. And then let me extend a very warm invitation to all of you that you potentially join us sometime again in the future when it's appropriate, because we look forward to seeing you sometime down the road. In the economy that we have, and in the context and the times that we live in, people with your skills are in high demand, and we are at the leading edge of making sure that people's skills are fresh and up to date and relevant to the context that we live and work in. So once again, congratulations. We look forward together to a very bright future.